Hello and welcome to our Imbolc Persephone devotional. For those of you who have been with us before, we have a slightly different setup today due to some car trouble. Usually I bring my icons to Seph's altar space, but today we have a dual setup. So we have my Persephone altar where I have my winter and summer Persephones, and then my unified Persephone setup. And then we have Seph's altar space where she has her usual Persephone icon and her other items. And we're going to be doing this a little bit of a tag team style today. So Seph will be doing an opening and closing, and I'll be taking the main ritual and meditation. And this should be not too different from anything else that we've done because, you know, everyone's still here via Zoom either way. And hopefully everyone will have a good ritual and a happy coming of spring. So I'll turn things over to Seph to take it away.
Hello, everyone. Welcome, Blessed Imbolc. Welcome to my little altar space over here. I have my, as you can see, is the main focus, my Persephone icon, right next to my Persephone candle. That's my main one that I use to meditate. And on the altar already is an offering of flowers. We will be doing a traditional offering in the moment, but this one was just, I wanted to show Persephone in her garden, just enjoying nature and really, you know, enjoying the coming of spring that we wanted to portray. So at this time, I'd like to cleanse our space with some Palo Santo. And at this time, I'd like to invite you all to take a few deep breaths to truly center yourself and become present with yourself, and just all the stresses from your day, just forget about them for these next few minutes and just take this time for yourself to be with Persephone and hear all the wisdom that she has to offer. So with me now, I'd like you to take 3 deep cleansing breaths in and hold and exhale. For anybody hearing that, that is my kitty Nyx. She will be involved in the ritual as well. And another deep cleansing breath in, hold, and exhale. And one more deep cleansing breath to really breathe in the positive energy that we are going to be absorbing, and exhale all the negativity from your day. In, hold, and exhale. And now I'd like to invite the goddess into our circle with this prayer to Persephone that I invented. Persephone, my anchor and teacher, I ask for your guidance, protection, and support during my physical and spiritual journeys. And now that we have invited the goddess, I would like to present the offerings, the traditional offering of bread. And in the coming of spring, this is some snow from outside. We just had some winter weather over by me, so this is signifying the melting of snow and the coming of spring.
And my opening prayer to Persephone, that is one of my favorites, is the line 17 to 32 of the Thomas Taylor translation of the Orphic hymn to Persephone. O vernal queen, whom grassy plains delight, sweet to the smell and pleasing to the sight, whose holy form in budding fruits we view, earth's vigorous offspring of various hue. Espoused in autumn, life and death alone to wretched mortals from thy power is known. For thine the task, according to thy will, life to produce and all that lives to kill. Here, blessed goddess, send a rich increase of various fruits to earth with lovely peace. Send health with gentle hand and crown my life with blessed abundance, free from noisy strife. Last in extreme old age, the prey of death, dismiss we willing to the realms beneath, to thy fair palace and the blissful plains where happy spirits dwell, for Persephone reigns. And in addition, as we celebrate the coming of spring, I include this other Orphic hymn. This one is a different translation to the seasons, who are personified as playmates of Persephone in her springtime form. Seasons, daughters of Themis, daughters of Lord Zeus, Eunomia and Dike, and thrice blessed Irene, pure spirits of spring, of blossoming meadows, you are found in every color, in all scents, wafted by the breezes, ever blooming, revolving, and sweet-faced, O seasons, you cloak yourselves with the dew of luxuriant flowers. At play, you are companions of holy Persephone, when the fates and the graces in circling dances come forth to the light, pleasing Zeus and their mother, giver of fruits. Come to the new initiates and their holy and reverent rites. Bring perfect seasons for the growth of goodly fruit. And my favorite focus and my favorite symbol of Persephone during springtime personally has always been the crocus. It's something that brings me joy when I see them starting to pop up in the early spring, especially when I see them side by side with the snow. I enjoy seeing that duality of wintertime and springtime existing together, and it reminds me of Persephone herself. So in the interest of bringing ourselves into a line with the spirit of Imbolc, which is the beginnings of cleansing away of winter time and those first signs of the quickening of those new beginnings of life, I have this crocus themed meditation as we align ourselves with Persephone today. So come back to your breath if you've begun to fall away from it. Make it strong and deep. Make sure you're sitting comfortably as you find that slow, steady cycle of breath. And place your palms together in a prayer-like position. And as you inhale, keep the thumbs and the pinkies touching, but open the middle 3 fingers away, creating a flower-like shape with your hands. And then when you exhale, you can gently close the flower back up and find a bit of a cycle there. Inhale, feeling that little flower open up. Exhale, gently closing it back together. Linking that cycle to your breath. Feeling the comfort of palm on palm when you're closed. Feeling that expansiveness and that stretching as you reach the fingers apart. Begin to imagine a meadow in very early spring in the morning. There's a little bit of snow and frost on the ground, but the sun is bright and warm, and it creates a glossy sheen over the ground as it melts the snow. In places where the snow is thin, you can see little green shoots break through the white patches, some with a bud of color already beginning to show. Imagine taking a closer look at some of these new buds in the snow. And what color are they for you? Maybe an energetic yellow, a soothing blue, a cheerful pink, an intriguing purple. And take a moment to think about what they remind you of. What feelings in your mind, in your body arise as you imagine these new flowers coming up through the snow. Capturing what that spirit of new life feels like for you. Keeping that gentle cyclical breath. Keeping that gentle motion going in your fingers. Bring a deep focus through your breath to your body. Where do you physically feel new shoots coming up? By that, I mean little sparks of energy. So if you're feeling any sensations that call you to stretch or to move, follow them. There's no need to stay perfectly still in your whole body. And if you want, you can also begin to experiment with other rhythmic movements to sync up with your breath besides that flower hands that I talked about in the beginning. If something else feels more natural, maybe you want to stretch your arms all the way out on inhales and hug them close to your chest on exhales. Or you might want to keep it small. It's up to you. Follow your instincts. As you breathe and gently move, begin to explore where you sense new shoots coming up in your life, new possibilities that excite you. And don't worry if they're uncertain, a little unformed, if you don't know exactly what direction they're going in at the moment. Just delight in the possibilities of what could be for now. Maybe your new shoots lie in the realm of your personal growth, a new interest, a hobby, an idea that has been calling out to you. Notice your daydreams and where they've been straying lately. These are all the first blossoms of spring in an inward sense. Perhaps you see prosperous new shoots in your career or your financial life, an opportunity to achieve more at work, an idea for a new project, a potential investment. Keeping that breath going. And whenever you identify a new possibility, think about how it makes you feel, where you imagine it going. What plans really spark your imagination and make you want to go further and make more plans? Where do you see new shoots coming up in your relationships? Those with your friends, family, or partners? And as you go looking, remember that a new shoot doesn't necessarily mean a new person. There might be a new way to connect with a family member, or the chance to become closer with a friend already in your life. Maybe somebody you don't see a lot of right now, but suddenly you realize you feel excited at the idea of making some time to see them, making time to call them. Maybe the new shoots coming up for you go beyond yourself in your immediate personal life in some way. Perhaps you feel a spark of possibility for your wider community. Maybe you've been inspired to do more for others lately. Or it may be a call to a more inward transcendence with a new spiritual question coming to the front of your mind. None of these shoots that we identify need to turn into fully formed plans right now. We're just identifying sources of excitement, slivers of potential, . Just wandering through a meadow early in its growth, appreciating the beauty that we see as it comes to us, the way Persephone and her nymphs and her retinue would in early spring at the beginning of time, taking the bounties that are offered to us as it comes. Come to that deep breath. And begin to reflect on all the possibilities you've brought into focus, giving thanks for each opportunity you have identified, even if they do not all come to fruition. Dreams of joy enrich our lives, giving us goals to move towards and teaching us more about ourselves. And at the same time, you may notice that some of the possibilities that have excited you are followed by feelings of doubt or fear or confusion. And your shoots may be struggling to push past through the cold frost, especially after a long winter. So allow yourself a moment to acknowledge your metaphorical frost. If you see potential obstacles to the possibilities that you've been hoping for, take a moment to name them for yourself, things that might get in the way. And some of them may be circumstances within your control, and some may be things you're stuck with, at least for now. But there's no need to worry about finding solutions to all of them right now. We're still in early spring. So simply name your frost and then leave it to the sun. Coming back to the breath. Back to your body. If the movement has become tiring, you can let it go. If it still feels good and natural, keep it going. Noticing if there have been any particular themes in your possibilities or in your general trains of thought. And returning in your mind to that image of a meadow. Persephone, we thank you for the signs of hope and life that you seed through our lives. We ask that you grant us your eye for beauty and potential, that we may recognize it when we see it. Lend us your warmth and strength to nurture possibilities to fruition, even through times of frost. We await your coming return to the earth with joyful anticipation of seeing nature express your glory. At this point, begin to ground. If you tend to close your eyes when visualizing or meditating, you may want to open them. I find that pressing my palms down onto the tops of my thighs or onto a piece of furniture or the floor is a good way to recenter. Coming out of that more inner space and taking a moment just to reflect a little bit on some of the realizations that we may have brought to the surface for ourselves. And at this point, I'm going to pass things over to Seth.
Oh, coming out of the meditation myself. So during the meditation, I found that some of the movement that I was doing, I started doing the swaying, the side to side motion, almost like I was like a tree shedding snow off of my branches. And then all the things that I was thinking, counting my blossoms, what excites me. And I was thinking about, I want to get more active after being so dormant in the winter time. And then with all the snow outside, oh, well, I can't do that now. But thinking about the possibilities of getting new running shoes or even just dancing around my living room in the moment just to get my body active and ready for spring. That's given me a nice warm feeling. And I'm excited to see where that journey takes me. And I hope that everyone else has found some sparks that they are excited about as well. And with that, I offer this closing prayer to Persephone. Persephone, my anchor and teacher, I thank you for your guidance, protection, and support that you have given me through my physical and spiritual journeys. Blessed be.
Thank you, everyone, so much for joining us. This recording of this ritual will be made available if you ever want to return to it later. And I always send out a short cheat sheet of just different materials and places where we took our inspiration from if you want to go back to them later. We're running these devotionals to Persephone every Wheel of the Year holiday this year. We started at Samhain of 2021, and we're at least going to keep it going through this year, and we might go forward from there. So our next one, I think, will be on the 21st of March. We're going to check on the accuracy of that date, and we'll put that out when it's a little bit closer. And for those who are also Aphrodite devotees, I do a ritual to Aphrodite on the first Friday of each month, and the next one is focused on her aspect of Pandemos, goddess of the people. So thank you so much for joining us. And if you would like to reach out, there's going to be contact information, so feel free to drop us a line at any time. And thank you for connecting with us virtually right now in ritual. Much love.
Blessed Imbolc.